Hello everyone and welcome to my CSU channel. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Before we begin, please hit the subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. Savannah Chrisley opens up for the first time about getting liposuction. Savannah Chrisley is opening up for the first time about her decision to have liposuction surgery. The 27-year-old spoke about her experience with the cosmetic procedure and her health issues during the July 15th episode of her Unlocked with Savannah Chrisley podcast. For the episode, Chrisley was joined by her friend and plastic surgeon, Dr. Charlie Galanis, who performed the medical procedure. I'll just be honest here, because that's what my life is these days. I'm just honest about everything. The way that Charlie and I met was through another plastic surgeon because I was wanting to get some work done. You did my lipo, she explained at the beginning of the podcast while introducing Galanis. Chrisley did not specify when the procedure had taken place, but said it was a while ago. She said she decided to have the surgery, which removes unwanted fat deposits from the body according to Cleveland Clinic, after gaining weight and struggling with her health. The reality television star continued, I was going through all kinds of mess with my endometriosis, and I had taken this medication and I gained 40 pounds literally in like 3 months. It was crazy. She previously shared in 2020 that she underwent her third surgery to treat her endometriosis diagnosis. I was diagnosed with endometriosis when I was 18, and it's been quite the struggle. The pain at times is unbearable and the toll it takes on my emotional/psychological health is pretty rough at times, she wrote at the time on Instagram. Endometriosis refers to tissue that is similar to the lining of the uterus growing in other areas of the body. It can lead to pelvic pain, heavy periods, and possible fertility issues, according to Cleveland Clinic. Following her weight gain, Chrisley had a campaign shoot scheduled and wasn't satisfied with her physical appearance. She said on her podcast, I hated how I looked, and I called you. It happened fast, she told Galanis. She had a virtual consultation with Galanis and agreed to fly to his practice in Beverly Hills, California, with her mom, Julie Chrisley, to undergo the surgery a week later. For me, it was just I felt like I didn't like how I looked. Like, if you don't like how you look, it doesn't just take the toll on you physically, but emotionally and mentally, she shared. Galanis chimed in to agree and said that for him the plastic surgery business is about how his patients feel when the procedure is completed. He also said that Chrisley initially wanted to a la carte other cosmetic procedures before he convinced her otherwise. Chrisley went on to gush about the results from her liposuction and how they affected her body image in just 6 weeks. When you can look in the mirror and see a difference, it, for me, made me want to live a healthier life, she said. When I saw the results, I was like, oh my gosh, I want to keep this up. Galanis recalled Chrisley sending him pictures of her progress. He said that she looked great before and that the surgery added some refinements. Savannah Chrisley has never been one to shy away from speaking her truth, whether it's about her family's legal battles, her mental health, or her personal growth in the spotlight. But now, for the first time, the Chrisley Knows Best alum is opening up about a deeply personal decision that she once kept quiet, getting liposuction. In a raw and emotional confession, Savannah admitted that she struggled for years with body image issues, made worse by the pressures of fame, constant online scrutiny, and her own perfectionism. Now, she's finally ready to share her journey, not to spark controversy, but to reclaim her narrative and empower others to stop feeling ashamed of their choices. The pressure to be perfect. Savannah, 28, grew up in front of America's eyes. From her teenage pageant days to starring in the hit USA Network reality show with her famous family, she was often praised for her stunning looks and polished image. But behind the camera, she reveals, she was quietly battling insecurity. People would constantly comment on my body, my arms, my stomach, even my face, Savannah explained during a recent podcast episode of Unlocked with Savannah Chrisley. When you're that young and your appearance is discussed by millions, it starts to mess with your head. I felt like I had to be perfect all the time. Over time, that pressure grew heavier. As her parents, Todd and Julie Chrisley, faced public scrutiny and imprisonment, Savannah found herself shouldering enormous stress while caring for her younger siblings, Grayson and Chloe. Her usual self-care routines fell apart, and her body changed. I gained weight from stress and hormones, she confessed. People would DM me saying, "What happened to you?" Or, "You don't look the same." It hurt. I'd cry at night, thinking I wasn't enough. Making the decision. After months of feeling unhappy in her skin and trying every diet imaginable, Savannah finally decided to undergo a liposuction procedure, but she emphasizes that it wasn't a decision made lightly. I researched it for a long time, she said. I spoke to multiple doctors, talked to my therapist, and really asked myself, am I doing this for me or for the world? Once I knew it was truly for me, to feel confident again, I felt peace about it. She revealed that she opted for a minimally invasive liposuction procedure earlier this year, targeting her midsection and hips. Her recovery was smooth, but she said the emotional recovery, dealing with judgment and fear of backlash, took longer. For a while, I didn't tell anyone, Savannah admitted. I felt like if I did, people would say, "Oh, she's fake or she's insecure." But that's not it at all. I'm human. I've been through hell and back, and if doing something helps me feel more like myself again, why should I be ashamed? Owning her story. After months of hiding her procedure, Savannah finally decided to come clean, not because she owed anyone an explanation, but because she wanted to stop the cycle of shame that surrounds women's choices about their bodies. I've spent too much time worrying about what people think, she told fans. We live in a world where you're criticized if you change something and criticized if you don't. You can't win. So I just said, forget it. I'll tell my truth before anyone else tries to tell it for me. Savannah shared that she wanted her openness to help other young women realize that self-improvement doesn't have to mean self-rejection. There's a difference between hating yourself and wanting to enhance what you already love about yourself, she said. For me, it wasn't about becoming someone new, it was about feeling like me again. The emotional roller coaster. While Savannah says she's happy with the results, she admitted that the process wasn't purely physical, it came with emotional highs and lows. The surgery didn't magically fix how I felt about myself, she said honestly. For a few weeks, I looked in the mirror and still picked myself apart. That's when I realized that healing starts from within. You can tweak your outside, but you've got to love your inside, too. Therapy, prayer, and support from her siblings helped her through the adjustment period. Grayson, she says, made her laugh when she felt self-conscious. He told me, "Save, you look amazing, but you always did. You just didn't see it." That meant everything. Savannah also mentioned that her late grandmother, Nanny Faye, used to remind her that true beauty comes from kindness and strength, lessons she clings to now more than ever. Facing critics head-on. Of course, Savannah knew that her decision would draw criticism, especially from online trolls who love to dissect celebrity appearances. But she says she's learned to stand firm against negativity. People will say whatever they want, she said. They'll tell you you're fake, that you're setting a bad example. But I say this, I'd rather be honest than live in fear of judgment. This is my body, my choice, and my peace. She also pointed out that the same people who shame women for cosmetic procedures are often the ones who pressure them to look flawless in the first place. It's hypocrisy, she noted. You can't demand perfection and then mock someone for doing something to feel confident. Inspiring a healthier conversation. Now, Savannah is using her platform to start a more compassionate dialogue about cosmetic procedures and body positivity. She's urging her followers, especially young women, to stop comparing themselves to unrealistic beauty standards and to make choices that truly serve their happiness. I don't want anyone to look at me and think, "Oh, I need surgery to look like that," she clarified. What I want is for people to understand that you can take control of your body and still love yourself. You can want change and still be grateful for who you are. Savannah has even hinted that she might share parts of her recovery journey in an upcoming YouTube vlog or podcast episode, not to promote surgery, but to show what honest self-care looks like from her perspective. A message of self-acceptance. As she moves forward, Savannah says she's proud of herself for facing her insecurities head-on, and she hopes her transparency helps others feel less alone. For a long time, I was embarrassed to admit I had help, she reflected. But now, I see that it's just another part of my story. I'm not ashamed. I'm proud of the woman I'm becoming, stronger, wiser, and finally, unapologetically me. With her signature mix of grit and grace, Savannah is turning vulnerability into empowerment. Whether it's navigating public scrutiny, family struggles, or personal evolution, one thing is certain: Savannah Chrisley refuses to let the world define her beauty or her worth.